Denzel Washington's upcoming historical role has a great connection to Gladiator 2 that flips his allegiance. Denzel Washington was one of the highlights of Gladiator 2, and the legendary actor's upcoming historical role has a great connection to the Ridley Scott film that will completely flip his allegiance. The addition of Denzel Washington to Ridley Scott's long-awaited Gladiator sequel was one of the most exciting parts of the film, with his role as Macrinus raising all kinds of questions ahead of the film's release. Now that Washington has proven himself to be the fan favorite of Gladiator 2, his next historical epic is even more exciting, especially thanks to this major connection. In Gladiator 2, Denzel Washington plays Macrinus, an antagonist who at first works alongside Paul Mescal's Lucius, before revealing his true intentions at the end of the film. Throughout Gladiator 2, Macrinus acts as a power broker who is attempting to invade the political powers of Rome, with him pitting the emperors against each other in the hopes of taking over. By the end of Gladiator 2, Macrinus successfully pulls this task off, only for him to be cut down by Lucius. Interestingly, however, this is not the end of Denzel Washington's time in Rome. Denzel Washington's Hannibal, the Conqueror, has a storied history with the Roman Empire. One of Denzel Washington's upcoming movies is incredibly exciting, as the actor is set to collaborate with Training Day and the Equalizer director Antoine Fuqua once again, in order to star in a movie about the ancient Carthaginian general Hannibal. Washington is set to play the Carthaginian general in the upcoming film, with him most famously leading the people of Carthage in their battle against the Roman Republic. Hannibal's story is linked to the history of Rome, meaning that Denzel Washington will be returning to this Roman setting once again. Hannibal was famously an enemy of Rome, with the Roman Republic gaining power throughout his life and having defeated Carthage during the First Punic War. Hannibal quickly became a force to be reckoned with during the Second Punic War, with him taking part in some major battles. Even after his days as a general were over, Hannibal continued working against Rome. After running for the office of Suffet, Hannibal enacted policies that were unpopular in Rome, with him later advising Antiochus Epiphanes the Great during his war against Rome. Hannibal will make Denzel Washington a hero who fought Rome. Since Hannibal's life is so storied, there are all kinds of narratives that Antoine Fuqua's Hannibal movie could follow. However, Deadline has reported that the film will be set during the Second Punic War, following Hannibal as he leads his armies in some pivotal battles against Rome. Since Hannibal will most likely be the protagonist of the film, this means that Denzel Washington's Hannibal will be framed as a hero who fought against Rome, which is incredibly interesting considering his Gladiator 2 story. While Denzel Washington's Macrinus does make some moves that attempt to overthrow the Roman Empire in Gladiator 2, the character overall loves Rome, with him only hoping that he can be the one in charge. In the latter parts of Gladiator 2, Macrinus is leading Rome in battles for the Empire, which is ironic considering Washington's Hannibal movie role. After playing a character who only fights for Rome, Washington will now be playing a character who only fights against it, with him giving both sides of the ancient story. Denzel Washington's Hannibal movie can be a spiritual ancient prequel to Gladiator and Gladiator 2. Antoine Fuqua's Hannibal movie is not a literal prequel to Ridley Scott's Gladiator films, as they are two entirely different productions. However, the upcoming Hannibal movie could act as a spiritual prequel, showing the events that transpired years before the events of Gladiator and Gladiator 2. The Second Punic War was a major event that helped shape Rome and the surrounding areas, so the Hannibal movie will add even more context to the Gladiator films. Having Denzel Washington plays Hannibal and Macrinus gives the two movies that are centered on Rome a thematic connection, with the films representing the two sides of the Roman Empire. While the Hannibal movie is still a long way away, fans of Gladiator 2 should be excited for it, as it will return the beloved actor to the incredible setting of the Gladiator sequel.